I'm good. I'm enjoying this morning sunshine, and I'm
Where are
glad
you?
to be.
Why are you wearing a hat in Mexico?
No, today I'm in California, so yeah, up in
Yay.
the Sierra foothills, so it's nippy. Yeah, and I'm up here. I'm listening to the Canada geese and thinking it's always I always hear them in your videos, so it's nice to hear them live.
Oh man, they're so fun. They're such goofy animals. They're honking.
Yeah, yeah,
So funny.
pretty unmistakable. Oh, man. Well,
Well, thank you. And would you like to help lead us in a grounding meditation?
sure. Right. So close our eyes and breathe deeply, slowly, and set some roots down from your feet deep into the earth, deep, deep, deep into the core of that beautiful, the crystal heart of our mother. Hi, Mom. We love you. And feel that beautiful sunshine from our sun. Right. How you feeling? You feel centered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you said the sun, it made me sit up taller.
Ah.
And I was walking here. I didn't really meditate beforehand, but as I was walking here, I was trying to do the breath work where I breathe into my crown, and then on the exhale, I tighten the mula bandha, at the end of the exhale. And I
Mhm.
realized that when you tighten that mula bandha, it elongates your spine. If
Mm.
you sit up, if you try to get taller while you're holding that knot at your tailbone, you can pull yourself up because something's pulling you down. You're anchored with that, and you
Ah.
pull your shoulders back. It's like it straightens your spine out. So I've been working on this pranic breathing
Mhm.
and learning about the vagus nerve and the spine and all of that at the same time. So I understand why they're making meditation a priority and breath work and everything.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk about, we don't have anybody on. I didn't announce this to anyone. I'm just so nervous still that we'll see who jumps on.
Mhm.
Um, but we are going to talk about schizophrenia, and we'll
Mhm.
just ask Rosalind and Jocelyn what are their thoughts about that. What specific intention do we have to find out, like, why did they choose it, and are there any cures for it?
Mhm.
And and then I'd like to ask the Pleiadians about first contact,
Mhm.
and then I'd like to ask Madame Blavatsky about cannabis for channeling.
Mhm.
Let's legitimize this. All right. I'm tired of feeling like a flake. Why? I shouldn't feel flaky just because I smoke pot.
Mhm.
All right. All right. Okay, let's just do it because I got to break the ice, right? Okay.
Right.
Rosalind, Jocelyn, um, schizophrenia is close to a lot of people, and it affects family members, and um, there's a lot of misunderstanding around it. So we would like to have your words from the fifth dimension about this human condition. Dear Kelly, thank you for joining with us and being this hollow bone to bring in information from beyond your knowing. But we can only work with what you understand. So we're going to work with your understanding of this, with all your past experiences. And when we look at somebody who has schizophrenia and we just scan their body, schizophrenia comes from um, a bloodline of a specific um, mental uh, brain organization pattern that just runs through the family. So it's like a characteristic in your DNA that your family can have. And it can look like it's manifesting right now on Earth as a confused person who doesn't know who they're talking to and possibly scared about what they're hearing. But
Mhm.
actually, if we were on a healthy planet with a healthy society and healthy activities all day long, that person would more easily be able to access the spirit realm for information that's helpful. So these people with schizophrenia are sensitive antenna that pick up information in the non-physical realm very easily because of the way their brain is designed. However, just like anything on the planet, it's not going to be healthy if there's tons of toxins and chaos everywhere. So these individuals actually should have been taken care of very young. They should have been treated as special individuals who were needing delicate environments, much like we are seeing with the children who have autism. They are delicate antenna for information, and society doesn't honor this. Society doesn't um, practice taking care of children, actually, in general. So, these individuals are a very sensitive antenna that has been so Kelly likes to see like a fine, like an antenna that's really skinny, like a metal pole that's really, really skinny and it can kind of swing back and forth. It's a very delicate instrument, like maybe something you'd see with like an orchestra, like those little tiny sticks or the stick that goes back and forth. They're like an
Mhm.
antenna that's really skinny, and it's not difficult to make that antenna all crinkled up or knotted up or coiled up. And the
Mhm.
kinks in it are going to make the information coming in confusing. And if a lot of these children that are sensitive on the planet have been mistreated, and it doesn't take much when you're sensitive to be mistreated, then the
Mhm.
messages they're going to receive are going to be filled with fear, right? They're going to be filled with um, negative emotions, which means that they're not receiving the pure information. They're receiving a veiled message that is going to be confusing and cause um, anxiety and frustration inside them because they're filtering it all through chaos and damaged body parts, right? So
Mhm.
the cure for schizophrenia, if you have somebody who's older and still and has gone through a whole lifetime of schizophrenia, well, your earth at this time cannot heal things by snapping fingers. You guys don't understand the magic of Jesus to heal the sick yet. So you have to work with the technology you have on the planet and cleaning up the environment with eliminating toxins wherever you can start, having somebody do everything that you would do to become healthy, like take off your shoes and walk around barefoot. Are they going to do this? We don't know. This is information we're giving you because you're asking, are these other people going to try this and find out if it works? That's up to them in time. But if you want to know how to heal schizophrenia, it's the same thing you do to heal everything, because the reason it's expressing that way is just it's a lineage karmic tie that was agreed to express that way when they were born on the planet. So healing is the same for everything regardless of what the illness is. Expose yourself to the sun. Expose yourself to the biometric electromagnetic frequencies on the earth, and eat your greens. Kelly is starting with drinking chlorophyll. She puts chlorophyll in her water. And this morning she put some flower essences. I put Rescue Remedy in my water this morning. And these are you listening to your mother tell you how to be healthy when you do these things. When you expose your skin to the sun, you're allowing the benefits of the sun to heal you directly, because light is unconditional love. And unconditional love is basically like life force. How do you deliver life force to people? It comes in through prana. And prana is delivered through oxygen, sun, and chlorophyll. So, as much prana as you can take in, that will heal everything. It will return you back to your original blueprint. Your original blueprint is nourished by unconditional love, because that's your birthright and that's who you are. You're born of love. You are love made physical, but you're in a world of chaos because the mind, where you're connected to your infinite self, has been manipulated, and so you're expressing as sick, and your society is expressing as um, conflicted. So the healing is the same for everyone, and when you have these schizophrenic people in your life, always, before anything, call on the light to be with you in those interactions, so that you understand in the moment how to be present for these people, how to be present for the sick of any kind. Call on the light. Allow yourself to be a vessel of healing in whatever way God thinks that's you'll be effective in the moment. Eventually, you'll see that everything around you just reminds you to embody the truth. Everything around you, either it's going to be a blissful experience that you look at, that you're grateful for the truth, or it's going to be a conflicted, chaotic expression that reminds you still need to heal, because you still got some veils to the truth. And whatever you're looking at, it's a reflection of what you're holding in you. So it's an opportunity to learn. Everything you're looking at is an opportunity to learn about yourself. And it's always going to be a reminder to hold more light. And whatever message that is in the moment for you, it's your journey to experience. Thank you for this question. We feel like that's complete.
That
Oh,
was so
God.
beautiful.
Okay. We got some people showed up, and we're 13 minutes in. I don't even know how long that was.
No, that was a very good message.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Hi, chat people.
Yeah.
It's a lot going
Hola.
on in there. I'm not sure what to think of it.
Oh.
Well, I was in the middle of channeling, so I'll get to you when I get to you. Okay. What were your thoughts on that? About it was a good channeling. Was there anything new that you felt like came from it, or was it? I feel like it was it was pulling things together. You know.
Yeah, and the importance of sunlight. It's light. And that's why I love living in the Caribbean and going, and every morning I just lie on the beach, and it's yeah. I I I really need that. Just get my light on my whole body. It's
Yes. Okay, I get it. That's why you want Mexico. You get maximum sun exposure.
yeah. Yeah, it's just yeah, it's pure healing. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And I kind of knew what they were going to say, but I wanted to know if there was anything more.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it.
Uh,
People who are hearing voices are hearing voices, but your filter for what you listen to is going to depend on how healthy you are. That's it.
yeah.
Hi, Sandra.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Geoducky.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my lineage and your lineage. And I've come pretty close to really losing it. And it was a huge effort. And I think, yeah, to become a healer, you have to become sick to know how to heal yourself
Oh,
or
yeah,
heal somebody close to you.
that's a really good point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I do have that in my family. It's not schizophrenic, but bipolar is in my family. And
Mhm.
it's a journey of compassion to go through having family like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Compassion and helping them, but also taking care of yourself. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
a big balancing act.
Having boundaries and knowing what's yours and what's theirs and not judging them and not feeling resentful.
Yeah, and helping them without getting overburdened.
Hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, ultimately, we're all only responsible for ourselves. There's only so much you can do for somebody else.
Hmm.
And let them have that journey. And
Yeah, we think healing is always the best option, but sometimes people are learning in their illness,
mhm,
and we have to let that be because I thought I had a million ways to heal my person with bipolar
mhm,
disorder, and that's not what they wanted for their life. Not my way. They didn't want my way to heal, and
mhm,
so I have to honor that, and that was
yeah,
confusing.
yeah. And it's learning for other people too, dealing with them and yeah, having compassion. Like not everybody's a successful yuppie and sick people have value and yeah, not treating them as a burden, but treating them as a sovereign being with total value, the same as anybody else.
Hmm.
And yeah, pitying people. Yeah, that's one of the worst things you can do for yourself and for them.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So I would like to ask the Pleiadians about first contact.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
ready. I don't know if I'm ready for it, but I'm already
yeah,
doing it. And pretty much that's what they're going to say is like channeling is first contact, I think.
mhm,
Right?
yeah,
Not
I think
physical.
so. And
That's what I
did
heard.
I tell you the other night I saw a whole like line of lights and like a big part of the sky. It was like a train of lights and they were all moving together and they kind of went down the sky for a ways and I was like, I've never seen anything like that. And then they sort of faded and they disappeared. And so
Just
like
for you, private show, just for you, Adrienne. All the ETs coming out. We got you. We got you, little sister.
yeah. So yeah, getting ready for this question.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you brought it in. We've got enough of disclosure, right? We're done with disclosure. Let's just move on. Let everyone catch up when they catch up. Let's go. Okay. Pleiadians. Calling in the Pleiadians. I know you're with me. You guys showed up a long time ago. Um, long time ago. Tell us about first contact. Dear Kelly, hi. Yes, we are here. We've been with you, surrounding you in the shadows, watching, supporting. We're involved with QAnon. We're involved with the White Hats. We're involved with current disclosure on the planet. And what would we like to say about first contact? Well, humanity has to get ready. Humanity's not ready for contact because you guys are expecting an attack from outer space, or you guys don't even know if the planet's flat or not. You guys are really, really unaware of what's going on. And that's because the government's been lying to you forever. So there's a lot of preparation that needs to go on for the collective human consciousness before physical first contact can happen. And the beginning of that is going to be disclosure of the negative entities that are on the planet, because those negative entities control all of your media. They're controlling your food. They're controlling your family dynamics. They're controlling so much. So, how do you take a consciousness that has been closed down to a slavery consciousness and then prepare them for a multidimensional loving reality that they have been conditioned to be scared of? Right? Aren't you guys kind of nervous about first contact? Aren't you kind of like, you're going to look weird? I'm not used to other species being humanoid. And that's really going to get me because I've been conditioned to see beauty a certain way, right? You guys have been conditioned to see beauty in Hollywood instead of Earth, instead of healthy beauty. You see a beauty from people who have been fake, fake beauty. Okay. So humans, your whole priority system is totally askewed because of all the programming. So the first thing we had to do was kind of, allow this COVID thing to go on so that you guys could feel the restriction of the authority on your planet. And you got to come to a point on your individual consciousness where you're able to demand more, call in more, call in help. Be like, I'm done with this restriction. I have tried to follow your rules and it's impossible. And you got to break those chains. You got to want to break those chains. In order to figure out how to break those chains, you got to want it. So COVID allowed you to get significantly frustrated. And then you're going to have to go through the disclosure of exactly how you've been brainwashed and the kind of evil that was on the planet controlling everything and how. You got to know how they did it so that you can see the patterns that are still out there that you're not going to have a hero come rescue you from. You've got to discern which patterns you're contributing to that are maintaining this slavery mindset on the planet. And it's an individual journey for everybody. So yes, we can be in the 5D. We can manifest in the physical. From the 5D, we're looking at your planet. We're looking at your readiness. You want to know when first contact is going to come. Go inside. Ask yourself when you have have fought for the truth hard enough that you're willing to look into the unknown for the truth. It's scary to go into the unknown. So you got to be ready. And so now the next wave of preparation is the disclosure of all of this sad information that you're actually brainwashed right now. Even Kelly. Kelly is still working on undoing her own brainwashing because it's not just a logical journey, it's an emotional journey. You've been traumatized. The trauma is deep inside your bodies, which is why we keep telling you to straighten up your spine, twist it, bend it backwards. What would you do to clay if you were trying to prepare it to be the fine-tuned antenna that we mentioned earlier? Yes, we are all the same. We are your mother guiding you through these different personalities of spirit guides, because the physical realm is all a dream and the non-physical realm is a soup of light bodies. So it's a fascinating place to be in the physical on earth right now from our perspective, because you guys are taking light body energy and embodying it in the physical. And it's just a crazy dynamic experience that For us to explain to you what's going on, it's just a very delicate process that takes time for non-physical to communicate with physical. And there needs to be a readiness. You guys need to be on the journey of healing to a certain degree before we can step foot on your planet and shake hands. So you've got more work to do with disclosure. And yes, Kelly, the channelers are going to be the first people bringing in our voices through your voices, because that's where your comfort level is. A level of separation between us is comfortable for you right now. So the channelers are bringing in the information. Everything we have to teach you is about unconditional love. Okay. All of the saints and the ascended masters that have walked on your planet, um, they understand our consciousness. They don't necessarily know about our existence, but we are speaking through them. Okay. And the different saints and ascended masters look different because there's different cultures, but the love is the same. The unconditional love of Source Creator is expressing in multitudes of variety on the planet, of planet Earth, because planet Earth, you must know this. This must be part of the message right now, that planet Earth is a living library, and extraterrestrials from all over the galaxy of the physical dream have been putting different species of all kinds on the planet to see how they thrive. So when you do have those explorers going into the jungle and finding these amazing insects, you're like, wow, there are so many animals out there that you guys have no idea about because of your limited media. But Earth is a living library. It's very special to the galaxy, and we're all very concerned about it being a slavery planet because we've got investments in there. You humans are our descendants, and we're invested in you. The animals that are evolving on the planet are our science experiments that we created out of love. They're genetic experiments that we created with love. It's our creation from our joy to express our intelligence with these biological species on your planet, and we love watching them thrive. So we're very sad to see Earth in the state that it's in right now, with the human consciousness um, shrunk, and plastic and garbage and toxins and chaos everywhere and fighting. It's very sad for us to watch, but we don't lower our frequency to sadness. We observe you and we go, okay, they're in a learning process of the ego. Let's help them out. And that's what the channelers are going to start talking to you about in your language. And eventually the channelers will use light language, and then you'll start to hear our languages. Keleena Malnar is speaking for many extraterrestrial groups, and go check her out. Go check out light language. And what happens when you listen to light language, maybe you don't understand that language, but how do you begin to learn a language without listening to it? The first thing you do when you learn a language is you have to attune your ear to the new vocabulary, to the new alphabet, to the nuances of how their words are spoken. Your ear as a baby is trained in the language. So we're going to bring it to you first through your language, that we come in peace. And then we're going to share light language, which is our language spoke through humans, so that you can continue to trust the unknown. Because you'll find that no, these languages are not familiar to you, but there's something about them that feels good. It feels like a song when you listen to some languages. It feels like poetry. And all of art is therapy. So allow the frequencies in these light language codes to speak directly to your DNA. And then your DNA is going to have the recognition. When your mind is only filtered through your current conscious programming, you cannot understand these things intellectually. But you have an intuitive wisdom to you that can understand frequency, and it can absorb it. And then your body's going to have to then communicate to you what it means. So everybody needs to start listening to their bodies, and you need to start cleaning up your bodies so that you can hear the message better. Thank you. And you're always welcome to come back and ask for more.
Thank you, Pleiadians.
Oh my God.
Wow, that was so cool. Have you ever done light language? Has it ever
No,
come through?
I was told that I will eventually, but I'm
Mhm.
not ready. My life is just a mess right now. I feel like I have to clean up more, and I just need things to get organized before I can be pure, you know, like
Mhm.
anyway, yeah, I was told that I will eventually do it. And I'll work with Tibetan bowls and the chakras.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, we have so far to go.
Yeah. But,
Well,
we're going to have fun, right? If we go too fast, we're going to go right into light bodies and we'll be done with the physical. So, we got
mhm,
some fun physical healing. I think as long as you're healing and you continue to feel relief from all the
mhm,
suffering, it's tolerable to be
mhm.
physical. But they did tell me that as
Yeah.
long as we're physical, we still have karma.
Mhm. Yeah.
So there's going to be like an edge to everything, like an uncomfortable edge until we're in
Mhm.
our light bodies. And it's so cute. Like my kids are all taking this in differently. And Riyadh's like, I'm sad you're going to go into your light body. I'll miss you.
It's like it's not gonna happen for a while, don't worry. It's and there's no I thought about, joining Kalina's Patreon, but it's yeah, I'm not ready. I don't wanna go that fast. I like where we are and yeah, step by step. There's
Wow.
no rush.
Yeah. Yeah. She's great. She's great. She's so fun to listen
Yeah.
to. Her light language is really fun.
Yeah, I love her, but yeah, there's no rush. We'll enjoy the ride. We'll have eternity to
Yeah. I feel like
and this
if we got some fun to do.
yeah, and this is such a special moment. Like we had so long just being like slaves and in 3D, and this is like this transition, it is going by fast. And it's so special. Yeah, we have to savor it. And yeah.
Get them. That's why we're here. We wanted to
Mhm.
experience all this. And it's going to be
Mhm.
fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. 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 And yeah, and we have to still be here because there are people, we're being models. And if, people are weirded out enough, like light language, what are you talking about? So yeah, we're a bridge. So yeah, if we step too far, like then we'd be so different. We wouldn't be able to really communicate. So yeah, all in
Hmm.
good time.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Not in a rush. I still feel like aliens are weird.
yeah, I am not ready.
No,
Not at all.
no. I considered going to Aseti and spending the night, sleeping. They got campground out there and they watch all the ETs. And it's like
Mhm,
close by. I think it's in southern Washington.
mhm,
So I would like to do that. But whatever. When the time shows up.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's have our third intention. I
Mhm,
want to talk to Madame Blavatsky about cannabis.
mhm,
And she's the teacher of Rudolf Steiner. And I
mhm,
just recently learned that Socrates' teacher was a woman too.
mhm,
So
mhm,
Aspasia, I think. I don't remember. But
mhm.
so interesting that we have these women teachers of ancient philosophers. And um, yeah, I love
Mhm,
Waldorf schooling. And she's not really Waldorf, but he learned from her, so it all kind
mhm,
of has the same lineage.
mhm.
Okay. All right, here we go. The sun popped through. Dear Kelly, hi. Well, you know that you were able to channel without cannabis. You were able to develop your channeling um, just by meditation. And you want to know about cannabis, kind of your intention is specifically regarding opening up your third eye. And what I would say is that it is helpful for opening up your third eye. It is a temporary help because it has medicinal properties in it that can decalcify, act literally physically um, dissolve the calcification in your whole body. Actually, it is also anti-inflammatory. It's anti-anxiety. Even though you feel you some people can get anxiety while they are um, using cannabis, that's because they have mental blocks that they need to um, be aware of and they need to feel. So anxiety, anxiety is one word, but actually the causes underneath what we call anxiety can be different. Anxiety comes from misunderstanding, confusion, um, discord in your consciousness. So it's going to help the discord that comes from stress, external stress, but it's going to exacerbate the anxiety that comes from you lying to yourself. So it's actually um, really specifically designed for the human condition on the planet right now, for this exact time right now. Is it weird that it's called a weed? And weeds are, everywhere. So it's a gift. It is a gift of compassion from Mother Earth to you so that you can heal in all the ways. And it's fun and it's joyful. And of course, you feel ashamed of it because you're also ashamed of letting your kids sleep in and, get the rest they need. Okay, there's a lot of things that humans on the planet are ashamed of for the wrong reasons. So, it's going to take experience from people themselves with it to change this societal construct of cannabis being a flaky plant. It's unfortunate, but it takes time. It's a journey, just like everything else in the realm of healing. It's a journey. There's a story attached to it. If you are finding yourself on the planet facing this situation where you need to find the confidence to be public about the things you do for yourself to make yourself healthy, because you smoke to feel better. Everything you do to build your health is to feel better. So, in order for that to shift, everybody has to have their own experience of it. So, while humanity is working on everybody focusing on themselves instead of focusing on the image of what they project for everybody else to be happy, but instead you focus on yourself and what works for you, and that's all that matters, you're going to start seeing the truth show up because people are going to start not being able to deny what helps them. Eventually, as the sun shines on the planet more and the light quotient on the planet builds, the truth is going to be undeniable. Kelly, you've experienced this firsthand with the undeniability of the truth. Once you know the truth about yourself, you'll never forget it. You don't go back on this path, you only go forward. There's only ascension. Unless you're being traumatized, you're not going to regress back into, a slavery mindset. As the shackles are released, you become free. And you can't be put back in the bottle. You're going to be free. So it's just going to take time. You're just going to need to be patient and go ahead and invite women together in circles and offer them a joint to help them loosen up, to help them open up, to help them laugh, to help them cry. You'll see. The proof is coming. The proof is coming with the evidence. Have fun. Enjoy it.
Thank you, Madame Blavatsky.
Mhm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well, um, okay, that's what she said. I feel like we're in a different realm, right? I feel like we're in a portal right now. The sun just came in, and it's just like
Mhm.
I'm feeling higher.
Um, uh,
Yeah, that was good. I'm curious to listen to these later. Um,
mhm,
and we didn't announce this to anyone, so we didn't get much activity on the viewers. But
mhm,
what I think a few more times I'll be more confident to like post.
mhm. Yeah, and this was a little more mellow, a little less confrontational or triggering than the last one.
Maybe that was
But
why. Yeah, maybe I was like, let's just sneak in.
yeah, build yeah, not to not have their attention, but yeah, those were really beautiful messages. And yeah, such different feeling from each of those.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, they're very yeah, those Pleiadians, man.
Well, they were the most familiar, I think. That
Mhm,
their energy was very, very strong with me. I know they've been working with me for like 20 years.
mhm.
I heard the name Pleiadian in 2006 when I was in that shaman class. And I was
Oh.
like, "What? And then it was like years later, and then 2016, like I just thought about them randomly, and then in 2016, that election, I was like,
Mhm,
I gotta find out what the ETs think about all this because none of this makes any sense."
mhm.
And
Yeah.
they were like, Shrillery Hillary, she's shrill. And then
Mhm,
Trump was a trumpet. And they said he was going to expose a lot of stuff.
mhm,
So, yeah.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even remember when I found the Barbara Marciniak Bringers of the Dawn. That's when I first heard about them
Mm-hmm.
and was like, "Whoa." And then I did have a little contact with them once telepathically, and they sent some healing through to my friend Fernando.
Aw.
And yeah, he was sick, and I told him, "Oh, I'll see if I can do something for you." And then I felt this energy, and I said, "Do you accept this healing? It's not coming from me. It's coming from somebody else." And he said, "Yes, I do." And I opened, and I saw these blue people, and I was like, "Whoa, that was Pleiadians. I'm sure they're blue." But yeah, and the next day I was like, "Oh my god, the aliens!" And then my ego kicked in, and I was like, "That's no big deal, whatever." It's so weird how it always minimizes everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, they're healing us. The extraterrestrials are helping us heal from afar.
Yeah.
I have heard stories about people working with ETs. Surprisingly, Joe Dispenza talked about it.
Mhm.
He's worked with ETs, and they just seem to show up too. Like you just have the intention to heal, and somehow they have permission to work. So maybe we are, they said earlier, they said we are their descendants, right? I think they said that,
Mhm.
and we are their projects here on Earth. So
Were
they
there
are watching.
science experiment?
Yeah, I think they have permission to help us heal because of that, because they were like the
Mhm.
originators of our DNA. So they have
Yeah.
authority to help us heal if our intention is to heal.
Mhm. Mm. Hi,
Well,
guys.
let's wrap it up maybe.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you for anyone who has sat with us and watched any of this, and
Mhm.
many blessings.
Mhm. Yeah, bless you, Kelly. I
Mm.
love you.
I love you too, Adrienne. Thank you. All right.
Yeah,
And so it is. Bye
that's
bye.
what it is. Bye.